Anyway, Chris Rock, the comedian, the famous comedian, has been around a long time, got up, told a joke.
Told a handful of jokes. Got to one joke.
One joke in particular.
Yep.
Will Smith, a very famous actor, took exception to one of the jokes, walked on stage, slapped Chris Rock.
Like open palm.
Open palm slap.
Like really strong.
I would
say hit.
Will's a very in shape, muscular.
I would say hit.
Human
open
being.
palm hit Chris Rock.
Yeah, and then went sat down and said some choice words that have been bleeped out all around the world. But,
well, I'll tell you what. I feel like it was pertinent and only fair that we actually listen to the audio.
Oh,
clip.
boy.
So let's
Get
give
ready
it a
to
go.
hit your
I'm
edit
going to have
tools.
to do some editing here, guys. So you're getting the doubly edit. But this is the original audio I found. Let's give it a go. Here you go, everybody.
You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow.
You can hear it.
Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Darren, take it away. Holy cow.
Well, we could do an entire episode on this. There's a lot to unpack there.
There's a
before
lot
we get
to
started,
unpack
can we just say how well Chris Rock kept his composure and kept going? He just got assaulted. And I mean, he had a second where he sort of like, what happened? And then kept going and then presented the award.
I appreciate that, like, that's the lead into, because whilst in 2020, tasteless joke. So everybody doesn't know, Jada Pinkett has been public about having some different neurological problems that has led to hair loss. Given I did not know about these.
Yeah.
My guess is a number of people didn't know about these. If I'll make an assumption that Chris saw her, Jada Pinkett looks gorgeous. Period. Like, I think Jada Pinkett looks as beautiful.
That's not what this is about.
It's not, but I think what it's about is that I feel like Chris wouldn't do that if he had known that there was some real problem. However, let's say he did or didn't.
Yeah.
Regardless, to start, you're so correct. Like, the grace with which he rolled past it and then had greatest night in television history. Like, he registered it all at the moment.
I think Chris
on the
was
spot.
genuinely surprised that Will reacted to that. And, he very quickly said it's a G.I. Jane joke. It's a joke about that movie.
Yeah.
And not her. She was the springboard of which he told that joke. Because that movie was highly controversial when it came out, and it was widely panned by critics.
Yeah.
So they're never going to make a G.I. Jane 2. And his joke, I believe, was more about that than it was her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I agree that there's a level of insensitivity that is included.
Now, here's my question for you, Darren. Is the level of insensitivity, let's assume he knew that Jada had health problems, and he still wrote the joke. Does that joke warrant a 50-foot walk?
Right.
I mean, a 50-foot walk up a runway followed by what was kind of a cheap shot. In my opinion, Will looked down and then railed him.
Yeah.
Does it warrant it? How do you feel?
Well, I'll tell you a story that you don't know about me.
Yeah.
20 years ago, I was at a party with my wife where the guy was relentlessly made fun of my wife for her weight.
Yeah.
Right?
Relentlessly, multiple
times. And so I walked up to him. I said I was going to kick his
kick his hiney.
Yeah. He didn't believe me, so I walked over there and I did exactly what I said. I
Yeah.
hit the guy 4 or 5 times
Yeah.
before he even knew he was in a fight.
Yeah.
So I did what Will Smith did. I
Sure.
defended my wife.
Sure.
But no mistake about this. I committed a crime. I assaulted this guy.
Yeah.
I felt good about it then. I feel good about it now. But I broke the law,
Yeah.
and so did Will Smith.
Yeah.
So we can debate all day long about the role of comedy
Yeah.
and insensitivity and jokes and
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah.
Will Smith broke the law. He committed a crime.
yeah.
It's right there on the video.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of those things that's not an opinion.
Yeah.
No matter, there's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You cannot, if I were, Darren Dre was at Jimmy Fallon's show. He told a joke, I didn't like it. And so I walked out of the audience and punched Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Would I be able to go sit back down and say those things?
like-
I would be in jail in 5
Yeah,
minutes.
I'm surprised the cops didn't exit
There
him
probably aren't cops there.
from the. I heard they were, and they actually asked Chris Rock when he was off, "Do you want to press charges?" And
Chris
said,
Rock should press charges.
He said no, so
We-
he
what-
declined.
the
Which
thing
is yet
that's-
again pretty classy. On the backside of it.
I'm stunned. I would have said yes. I would, and
Yeah.
I would sue the living daylights out of Will
Yeah.
Smith. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I am stunned
Yeah.
that we can't separate
Yeah.
the comments of Chris Rock. If you want to have a conversation about whether it's appropriate or not, fine.
Yeah.
But I can't believe that we can't separate that Will Smith created a crime. That's it. This
Yeah.
is not an opinion.
Yeah.
Chris Rock has every right to whether press charges or not.
Yeah.
But Will Smith broke the law.
Yeah.
This is an extremely black and white issue for me.
I feel like it's black and white on breaking the law, but you said a number of things that are very gray to me. You said you agree to an extent with it, which I do not. I think that Will Smith should have just barked,
I don't
keep
think
my wife's
I don't think
name.
I said the word agree at all.
Well, you said you were glad you did it when you did it.
I
and
said
you
I
would
felt
do it-
good about it.
Yeah, and you said you would
And
do
I
it
still feel
again.
good about it.
And you
I
said
didn't-
you'd do it
I
again.
didn't say I was glad. Those are different things.
Okay, felt good about it, and you said you'd do it again.
That's not what I said. I said I
What'd you say?
felt good about it,
And then
and I
after.
still feel good about
Right,
it.
still feel good about it. So would you do it again?
No, I would not.
Okay, well that's important.
Because
That's relevant. That's very relevant.
I have kids now.
Yeah.
I have a company where
Yeah.
people rely on me. If I
Yeah.
go to jail, that's
Yeah.
a big thing.
I also would like to take note, very importantly, that like all of us understand what Will is feeling and what you felt.
Yep.
And like put in that situation, how would we act?
Well, here's
I'm not going to say I'm holier than thou because like
Right.
and in your situation there's a very different thing that occurred. Relentless. This was like one shot fast
Right.
off. I'm
That's
out,
what you want.
dude. Like Will should have just yelled at him, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth."
or talk
like,
to them afterwards.
oh my gosh. Like and if he said like if he would have yelled, "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth,"
Right.
Chris Rock would have looked like a total monster.
Right.
Would have been like, "Oh man, I made a really big mistake." He looks like an idiot. But like that is one of the biggest, wildest moments in TV history.
Right.
Walked 50 feet
Right.
and then straight popped him. I have to tell, I think it's only fair that I also tell a slightly insensitive joke because that's apparently what Chris Rock did. But I read this on a meme and I found it hilarious. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Why did Will Smith open palm hit Chris Rock? Because paper beats rock.
See, that's not an insensitive joke. That's a funny, clever
I
joke.
was dying. I was laughing. Okay. Well, moving forward, I would personally like to just go ahead and say I think Will Smith is unbelievably far out of line. He should have
I
yelled
agree.
things. He could have done a million different things.
Yep.
So inappropriate, gross,
And
negligence.
unfortunately, you don't have the presence of mind when you get that emotionally. Yeah.
that's
Then he
in-
got up and
Dude, you're at the
and
Academy
they gave him an
Awards.
award. The
Wow.
Academy Award should take that award back.
Yeah, you're not at a party.
You know,
they
here's
should have shifted it on the spot. They
Yes.
should have been like, "Sorry, we have made a new
Here's-
choice selection."
here's-
They just aren't we getting into somebody else getting kicked out? We'll go to this news next. But somebody's
here's-
literally not been invited to an award show. We're gonna get to that in a second.
Yeah.
This guy just won. You know. Oh wait, I didn't even say this. At the end of his speech, like I feel like Will Smith never left his character acting of King Richard because at the end of his acceptance speech, he literally said King Richard was a fierce defender of his
You're
family.
justifying in his
Oh,
head.
it was brutal.
Well,
It just,
the
like, got
thing-
worse. It just,
Look,
like,
here's the other
unraveled.
thing I'm surprised. Half his speech was, "I want to be a vessel of love and for God."
Yeah.
What a freaking hypocritical
What are you
statement.
talking about,
Yeah.
man? That's why you yell it. You say, "Keep my
Yes.
wife's name out your mouth."
Right.
Man, you cannot walk up and do that. I completely agree. I think Will Smith
It's
should
just
be filed with damages, suits, all sorts of stuff.
My
Terrible.
my hang up is this. Will Smith's going to get away with this because he's the privileged celebrity.
I don't think so. I think they're going to come down like a hammer on
No.
Will.
No,
Yeah, watch.
no. There are people.
Because
Look at
Chris
trending
Rock,
social media.
Chris Rock, just watch. Give this 2 weeks. Chris Rock let him off the hook.
People are on Will Smith's side.
Chris Rock, yeah, not that many. Chris Rock knows there's a majority. There's got to be a majority.
I spent the morning looking at Twitter and Instagram and
I'd
TikTok.
love to find a poll just because polls prove things. I'd be very curious. It's got to be, in my mind, just this is opinion, BS, 70-30 Chris Rock over Will Smith.
I'll bet you that Will Smith will not be punished in one slightest way. He'll get the same roles.
Yeah.
He'll get the same job. Nothing will come of this.
I bet
And
you,
again, if you would have done this, you would be in jail right now.
100%. I bet you the Academy is going to hammer Will Smith.
It does-
I'll bet they potentially even remove the award. I'll bet they don't invite
That
him
is
next
nothing
year.
to him.
I think it's a huge deal. I'll bet they don't invite him to next year at the least. At the least, he's going to get banned for a year. And I think then it circles back, and there might be other suits and things.
Man, he will play the victim card as fast as you.
And he's going to lose. It's on video that he
No.
walked 50 feet and open palmed the dude in the face.
Nobody will think about that. In this country, 50% of the country believes right or might is right.
Yeah.
So he's got
Yeah.
50%
It could
of
be
the country right
50-50,
there.
yeah.
Might is right.
Yeah.
Tough
I'd
guy
be very,
stuff.
I'd be very curious 50-50. Because it's like, again, the comment too, knowing what you know about Jada is unbelievably insensitive. Like, it's just not, it's not appropriate.
The joke is out of line, but it's.
But it's not warranting.
But hold on. I think that this day, I think this is a really big deal. This is the first day of the decline of stand-up humor.
Yeah.
We now have given because he is not.
They already said that. They're like no comedians are going to be given awards anymore at shows.
Oh, not only that, I'm talking about in the comedy club.
Yeah.
There was already a woman on video about 6 months ago that got
Yeah.
up on stage, a Karen type,
Yeah.
and started chewing out a comedian because she didn't like.
Yep.
And the crowd was like, "Get down, get down." They don't
Yeah.
have security.
Yeah.
Now comedians
you're
have to
right.
be scared
So
to
now
get up
there's
on
no like glass
stage
shield to protect them or their jokes.
It only
man,
takes
you're
one nut job.
Huge point.
to see.
And who would have thought the nut job would be Will?
Right.
I genuinely think Will was a nut job at this level. He could have yelled. He could have said things. He could have done things in the back. Like full 50-foot slap. Like hit him hard.
20 years ago, Will
Insane.
Smith was on camera with Barbara Walters, and he said that he thought that AIDS was created by the government to kill black people.
There you go.
So he's got some history of not thinking right.
Of mentally not
One way or other, he needs to move
know
back
what's
in
really
with
weird?
Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv in
Yeah.
Bel Air.
You know what's really weird? If you watch the video, Will Smith is laughing at the joke while Jada rolls her eyes. Then the camera cuts, and the next thing you know, Will's walking up the stage.
They
have like a bunch of
didn't
jokes.
process it
No.
because he had to
Took him
process
a
the
second.
joke.
They didn't they cut to like a clip of Kanye like laughing, and then he looks over at his wife and he's like, oh, like back in the day, he's like
Right.
all real nervous about it. Okay, let's keep going. Anyways, if y'all haven't seen it, you heard it here first.
Well, it's a big deal. We spent a lot of time on it, but I'm totally cool with it.
I'm
'cause
totally okay with it as well.
Yeah.
It was a big moment. I mean,
it's
I
a
remember.
huge, it's a huge moment, and I just Team Rock, man. I love Chris Rock.
Yeah.
We need edgy comedians, and
Oh, I
his
love,
composure after the fact is.
It was world class.
Yeah, I'm
I
not going to
love
judge
Chris
the
Rock.
guy for telling one
No,
inappropriate insensitive joke.
you're a comedian. You made a life around making jokes. Jokes
Yeah,
are
you got to
often-
push the envelope, and you're not all of them are going to land.
Absolutely. I literally think he got to the event, saw her without like hair, and like made a joke on the spot. I think it came to him, and he just like went with it. Like
Who knows?
Who knows?
He-
I would
he-
be very curious.
he'll come out.
He will come out and say it.